Scatter diagram. So the mean mark for pupils on paper 1 is 61, on paper 2 is 59. Draw a line of best fit. So we've got to mark that point first. So the mean of 61 and 59 would be by here. And then my line of best fit has to go through that point. Pupil got 78 on paper 1 but was absent for paper 2. So 78 on paper 1 is here. So I'm going to draw a line up to the line of best fit, and then I'm going to go across from the line of best fit to work out what they would have had on paper 2, and I get that that's 72. A variety of answers are accepted for that because your line of best fit can vary. Tallest of the 10 people, well, the tallest person was 180. No, they weren't. They were 175 centimeters tall, and they weighed 70, so that was the height and weight of the tallest person. Type of correlation is positive, and then by I, a line of best fit, so there's no need to find the mean, just have to go through the middle of as many points as you can, and remember it doesn't have to go through the origin. Estimate the weight of a person who's 165, so 165 would be here, and then that comes down at a weight of 60, and again it will be slightly different depending on your line of best fit. Write down the arm span and height of the tallest person. So height again is up here, so the tallest person is 177 and they've got an arm span of 143. Type of correlation again is positive, and then draw a line of best fit by I again. So going through the middle of as many points as you can, not worried about the origin. And then estimate the height with an arm span of 115. So an arm span of 115 is here. And then we're going to read off that to find out the height of that person. And we find that it's 145 centimeters. Again, line of best fit will have an impact. What approximate rule could you use to determine? So if we look at this one, they're about 30 centimeters taller than their arm span. Again, the 115, about 30 centimeters. So we can say that arm span is their height minus 30 centimeters. Roughly, it does say approximate rule, so that's accepted. Estimated mean, very common question. Find the midpoint of the group, and if you're not sure how to find the midpoint, add the original. So add the start and end of the groups together and divide that by 2. So you find that the midpoint is 194. The next one will be 201. The next one will be 208. And then the last one will be 215. Next column is the midpoints times by the frequencies. So that's 194 times 24, 4656. 35 times 201, 7035. 28 times 208, 5824, and 23 times 215, 4945, and then I'm going to add these together. Which gives me a total of 22,460. There are 110 altogether, so it's 22460 divided by 110. For the estimate of the mean, so that is 204.18 centimeters as an estimate of the mean. Find an estimate for the mean. Again, find the middle of the group. So from the middle of this group it will be 3, this group is going to be 8, and then this group is going to be 13. Multiply midpoints by frequency, so this is the midpoint, and then we're going to do the midpoint times the frequency, so we're going to get 36, 240, and then we're going to get 104. Add those three numbers together and we're going to get 380. It was 50 people, so we do 380 divided by 50, so we get 7.6 seconds for the estimate of the mean. This one isn't an estimate, this is the exact mean, so slightly easier. There's no midpoints this time, so we just multiply them together. So we get 12, 21, 32 and 9, We still add those four numbers together, which gives us 74, and we divide it by the frequency, which is 10, so 74 divided by 10, which is 7.4. Find an estimate for the mean, so again look for the midpoints of each group, so it's 2.5, 7.5, 12.5, 17.5, 22.5 and 27.5, and then we do midpoint times frequency. 26 times 12.5, 325, 18 times 17.5, 10 times 22.5, and 2 times 27.5. Again, we add those numbers up. And we get 1445, so then we're going to do 1445 divided by the 150 altogether, and we get that it is 9.63 recurring, and that is minutes. Probability tree diagrams complete the following. So work, checkout or stocking shelves, so if it's 0.6 it must be 0.4. Lunch break, when Graham arrives, he's told whether it's early or lunch. So the lunch break, given a late lunch break, is 0.3, so the probability is early is 0.7. Calculate the problem, works on checkouts and has a late lunch, so it works on the checkouts and late lunch, so that'll be 0.6 times 0.3, which is 0.18. So a box contains 2 red and 1 blue, so the probability of picking red is 2 out of 3, and blue will be 1 out of 3. A bag has 7 red and 1 blue, so it'll be 7 out of 8 for red and 1 out of 8 for blue, 7 out of 8 for red and 1 out of 8 for blue. Different colours, so we could have red and blue, so that's 2 over 3 times 1 over 8, which would give us 2 over 24. But we could also have blue and red, which would be 1 over 3 times 7 over 8, which would be 7 over 24, and then we have to add these two together, which gives us a grand total of 9 over 24. So they both throw in a biased dice. The probability that he throws an even number is 0.4, so the probability that it's not odd must be 0.6, and it won't change for the second time he throws it, because it's the same dice. Robert's score is the sum of the two numbers. Calculate the probability that the score is even. Well, when you add two numbers together to get an even, if you add an even plus an even, you will definitely get an even number. So that's 0.16. But also adding odd and odd together will give you an even answer. So that's 0.36, and we just add those two together then to get 0.52 as the chance of that happening. Frequency polygon, so it's midpoints against frequency. So 105 would be the midpoint here, 115, 125, 135 and 145. So 105 goes against 4, 115 goes against 10, 125 goes against 18, 135 goes against 30, oh that shouldn't be there, it should be there, 135 against 30 and 145 against 8. And then we join them up one at a time using straight line and ruler. We don't have to go through 0, 0, and we don't have to join them up together at the end. Leave it like that. Which interval contains the median? So there were 70 children asked. The median will be pupil 35 and pupil 36. So the first 4 pupils are here. Up to this point we've got 14 pupils. Add on those 18, we're up to 32. But then when we add on these we get up to 62. So both 35 and 36 will be in the group 130 to 140. Draw a frequency polygon to show the data. We have it's on the back, so the midpoints, so midpoint here would be 5.5, 15.5, 25.5, 35.5 and 45.5. So 5.5 against 16, so 5.5, 16, 15.5, 50, 25.5, 76, 35.5, 10. Make sure you're a bit more accurate with yours than mine, but I'm sure you don't want to sit there watching me take ages to mark these accurately. And then join them up again with straight line and ruler, 1 point at a time to the next. Final one then, frequency polygon, so midpoints this time will be 5, 15, 25 and 35. So 5 against 14, 15 against 10, 25 against 4 and 35 against 2. And then join them up, ruler, pencil, not a pen like me. And then again the median, so this time there were 30 people, so it would be pupil 15 and pupil 16. Well, the first 14 are here, so the next person, 15, will be in here and 16 will be in that group, so it's 10 to 20.